A little Sunday discussion thread for your reading pleasure. This Sunday discussion thread will be focused on dispelling some of the myths floating around out there, some regarding our Redskins either directly or indirectly. Have at it. And remember, this is just for fun and discussion. The myths: Preston Smith is worth over $10 million per year. This is just laughable. Let's try to be real here. The guy disappears for long stretches at a time during the season. If this happened just once, it may be something we can overlook, but this is clearly a reoccurring theme with him. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Preston Smith in a Ryan Anderson type player. I do think the kid has talent, but he's not $10 million plus per year talented like some people out there are saying. He's been miscast in this defense from the time he was drafted here. First, he's not a 3 to 4 outside linebacker by any stretch of the imagination. Second, he should never be asked to drop into coverage. And third, he shouldn't be playing on the right side where he's usually going up against a team's best offensive lineman. If he goes to a 4-3 team, where he can be a 7 technique and a base defense, and never be asked to drop into coverage, he may be okay, but still not worth over $10 million per year. Kyler Murray is the best QB in the 2019 NFL Draft. Let's just take his size, or complete lack thereof, out of the whole equation for a minute. Kyler Murray is far from a finished product. First off, he has 1 year of starting experience at Oklahoma. He did play at Texas A. Let me just say this: Oklahoma had the best offensive line in the country last season, and they had wide receivers running completely wide open all over the field in that offense, against high school-like defenses. This is fact. Want to hear another fact? Kyler Murray operates from a shotgun, and very rarely steps up into the pocket to make throws. He very often throws with very poor mechanics, like not having his feet set before he launches, and when his targets are the least bit covered, this causes the ball to be delivered inaccurately. Watch Alabama game to see what I mean. Now, let's talk about his size. Oklahoma's website lists him at 5 feet 10 inches, and I'm 6 feet 6 inches. He'll be lucky to even hit 5 feet 9 inches, and there are rumors that he may refuse to get measured at the combine. His weight, which is reported to be somewhere in the 190s, must have been taken while he was wearing 10-pound ankle weights. Sorry guys. I like the shiny new toys as much as the rest of you, but I'm just not seeing it with Murray from the film I've studied. The Redskins should spend the things to look at here. 1. The Redskins have already spent 2 top 5 picks on offensive linemen, one being a guard, and nabbed a right tackle in the 3rd round who many projected would go in the 1st. 2. You can find good starting left guards after round 1 in this draft, or via the free agent market. And 3. There is no team in the league where all starters were high draft picks. Most every team has some later round guys who are starting along their offensive line. Some teams have more than a few. Any way you choose to slice it, point is that left guard remains one of the least important positions on an NFL roster. We should not spend the 15th overall pick on one. The Broncos will pick a QB at the league, and his hot seat has been growing even hotter each year after striking out on some high draft choices at quarterback and not really hitting on the position in free agency either. Enter Joe Flacco. The former Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP and Rookie of the Year just turned 34 in January. He's stayed fairly healthy during his 11-year NFL career, and certainly has more left in the tank. Even if the Broncos don't view him as their long-term starter, they are still going to want to see what they have in him before drafting his successor. If Flacco wins in Denver, why would you want to mess up that chemistry with a young quarterback? If he's not getting the job done, you can look to draft a quarterback in what many feel is a loaded class in 2020. The beauty of drafting a player in the 1st round is that 5th-year option a team can exercise. If the Broncos were to draft a new signal caller with the 10th overall pick this year, and Flacco lights it up, you could waste valuable years on the rookie sitting and riding the pine. If Flacco stinks, Elway is probably gone anyway, and the new GM would want to select his guy at quarterback. QB to Denver this year at pick 10 is not happening. The Redskins have playmakers. Let's get one thing straight. When it comes to playmakers, the Redskins are easily among the bottom 5 in the entire NFL. The best defensive playmaker the Skins have is the often injured Jordan Reed. Through his first 6 seasons in the league, Reed has averaged just over 10 games played per season. What we also have to factor in are those games where he was playing but nowhere near 100%. That takes his impact games per season down to around 8 played per year. Second best defensive weapon on the Redskins is Jamison Crowder, who will most likely be gone via free agency this spring. As nice as it would be to try and keep Crowder around, his price tag is expected to soar, and the Redskins don't have the money to compete with other teams for his services. Behind these two on offense you have the frequently injured Chris Thompson, the aging and declining Vernon Davis, and the first-round bust Josh Doctson. There is some offensive hope for the future however, if Darius Geis can return from the knee injury that stole his rookie season. On defense we lack speed and playmaking ability among our front 7. Ryan Kerrigan is an effort guy, but no one is mistaking him for Von Miller anytime soon. Like we already discussed, Preston Smith is likely gone via free agency, and there is very little behind these two. Our inside linebackers were huge liabilities last season, and both starters should be replaced in 2019. There is a bit of hope with newly acquired Reuben Foster, but until the NFL rules on his availability for the upcoming season, we are stuck in limbo. On the back end, we have some skill mixed with many question marks. Our best playmaker in the secondary is Quinton Dunbar, but the nerve issue in his leg that forced him to go on IR last year is still a lingering issue. Josh Norman is best in zone coverage, and can't be asked to guard a team's best receiver if that player is an Odell Beckham or Amari Cooper. Our current situation at safety is questionable as best. So bottom 5 in the NFL in overall playmaking talent? I think so. There is no such thing as pure BPA, at least for our Redskins. Feel free to add any topics you'd like. Discuss away.